While not all health problems are physical, some are psychological, albeit as important as physical health issues. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 800,000 people across the world commit suicide each year. That's one person every 40 seconds. While about 65,000 people attempt suicide each year and hundreds of thousands consider committing suicide. With such grim statistics, September 10th, the World Suicide Prevention Day, aims to open up conversations around mental health problems such as depression and helping those in the darkness. The sentiment is reflected in the theme of this year's awareness campaign themed Take a Minute, Change a Life. Well, in some societies, depression is recognized as a mental health illness and given adequate attention, while in others, it is largely disregarded. Well, joining us now on the program to discuss more is Dr. Charles Ume, who is a clinical psychologist. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So we're looking, 800,000 people die by suicide globally. And Nigeria rates 10 in Africa after countries with high rates of suicide. This year, we've become more aware of suicide rates in the country. Why are more people taking their own lives?
It's very interesting because in recent times, we've been having a lot of Nigerians attempting suicide and some of them actually completing suicide. They're two different things. Like, more number attempt suicide than those ones that complete suicide. And there have been certain rate to it. More males than females complete suicide, but more females attempt suicide than males. Okay, this is the gender issue to that. But if you look at why would someone want to commit suicide, okay, it has been an age-long thing that has been studied extensively. Like Durkheim, a sociologist, actually look at it from the social environment and the culture we come from and the values we hold there to our existence. But there are a lot of psychological connotations. That is how individuals react to certain things around them. Okay? Now, you can see more people who commit suicide have been known to come down with depression, severe aspect of depression, and so many other mental health problems. That is the majority. And if you look at depression, that has been like 90% of suicide, completed suicide were known to have had depression once in a while. And what is depression? Depression is a condition that will take away happiness from your life. And you don't seem to have the need to live anymore. Because there is this negative thought about yourself, your environment, and your future, and you feel so hopeless and helpless about the situation. Then why do you live? And that's one reason why a lot of people who come down with depression commit suicide.
I read somewhere that, you know, because we don't have depression defined in the, you know, ethnic groups in Nigeria, it's been very difficult to fight. Do you agree?
Well, kind of, yes. And you can see a depth of studies using Nigerian samples. Okay, we don't have much in this aspect. Especially, I'm attributing it to more of the stigma associated with mental health. Nobody wants to talk about it. And because of that, we don't keep records of what is going on in this country. But recently, there has been a kind of reawakening of interest due to the fact that so many people have been caught attempting suicide or have completed suicide.
Attempt and complete.
Yes.
What are the signs to look out for? Some people say 2 weeks of depression.
Yeah.
That's a sign. Do you agree?
Well, depression, yes, is a factor there.
Yes, when you're feeling sad for a week.
At least 2 weeks.
At least 2 weeks.
Continuously.
Okay.
And there are other indicators as well. Now, the person will get withdrawn. Now, when it comes to attempting suicide, anybody that wants to attempt suicide will voice it out or act it out, one way or the other. They'll start telling people that, okay, that they don't think they belong here anymore, but people don't take them seriously, okay? And it keeps reoccurring because their behavior, their activities will suggest that, oh, nothing matters anymore. In fact, some people actually start giving out their properties. Okay, so people will be wondering. But usually, we have a kind of withdrawal that comes with it. Okay, things that are hitherto very enjoyable suddenly becomes uninteresting to them, and they get totally withdrawn. And some other people will start Googling about how to die. Okay, looking for information that will tell them the best way to die. But there's one interesting thing about suicide. Those ones that have survived it tend to tell us that at the last minute, they don't want to die. They always wanted somebody that would listen and empathize with them. And that is why we have the team of this year's suicide prevention work. Spare a minute. Probably at that point they want to die. If somebody had cared to ask them, how do you feel?
Why do we have this stigma? What is wrong with our support system?
That is the problem. Because if you look at the cultural perspective to mental health in this part of the world, it's discovered that nobody wants to talk about it because of all this stigma. For instance, a lot of my patients will tell you that once they acknowledge to the open that they have mental illness, nobody wants to associate with them. The young ones will not get married because they say, oh, mental illness runs in your family. I don't want to have a child with mental illness. So nobody wants to talk about it. Even when they have been diagnosed, they would rather live with it and die with it than let other persons know that they have such condition.
So what can we do?
Yes. Gradually, the awareness is coming up because we just have to look at it as every other illness. Okay? Like I keep telling them, if you have like diabetes, which you are going to live for life with, okay? Nobody stigmatizes you. And diabetes to me is worse than any mental illness because, yes, you take your medication, you function well again. You see? So why are we like paying much attention to mental health issues? That is the problem. And that is why you have to go back to cultural issues relating to this. And you can see there are so many myths surrounding mental health issues. And that is what actually this stigma has been feeding on. And awareness can break it. Awareness can go a long way in breaking this. And people discussing it freely. Let's talk about mental health problems so that we can nip it in the bud. For instance, when you are going down with depression and you discuss it with somebody, they can always tell you what to do. But here, you are afraid of who you are going to tell your condition to. And it keeps crippling you and then overwhelms you.
Okay, I guess the message is clear. Spare a minute to change a life.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Dr. Charles Ume, clinical psychologist, for joining us on Network Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Well, South Sudanese youth and women are calling for peace in the world's youngest country after years of civil war. At a concert aimed at raising awareness on gender-based violence in South Sudan's Rumbek town, women's groups and youth highlighted the powerful role of women in peace building and in society as a whole. Well, that's Network Africa at this time. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.